Fellowship is a multiplayer online dungeon adventure game that has become a little bit of an obsession of both my wife, Mrs. STIX, and mine. We have poured so many hours into this game after having been reached out to take a sponsored pre-release look at it. This was a game that took us completely by surprise. In no way did we expect to have as much fun as we did in this game. Normally in these kinds of videos, I sit here, I let you guys know what the kind of game is, so you guys have kind of like an estimate or gauge of what to expect. Typically, I don't sit here and tell you to download and play it. I don't tell you how much fun I had in it, because I feel like it's disingenuous if I didn't really, and in this instance, I really did. This is a multiplayer online dungeon adventure game developed by Chief Rebel and published by Arc Games. It, as a big fan myself of MMOs, takes a lot of the fluff and the grind out of MMOs, and it gives MMO players like myself, who loves dungeons, who loves raids, and my wife, Mrs. STIX, essentially what we like out of the game, out of the games, plural, that we play. That is dungeon runs, raids, all the time, right from the get-go, without restrictions. And these aren't your typical, like, easy, cheesy, breezy dungeons. No. Because there are multiple difficulty levels of dungeons, things sure start off easy, but they get progressively more difficult. All the bosses have tons of different mechanics, and admittedly, there were a lot of instances, especially with regards to the level 7 difficulty of the Contenders game mode, where we just couldn't do it because there are time limits imposed on the higher difficulties, and successfully completing within the time limit allows for you to progress to the next level. There were a few of them that we really struggled with. Ultimately, we ended up completing the majority of them within the time limit, and if we go back, I guess we could probably end up cheesing through all of them now that our item levels are higher. But man, this game is hard. Like, genuinely, it is really freaking challenging. And I don't mean that as a negative. I don't think that's a detriment to the game or to the enjoyment that we had in the game. On the contrary, I think that heightens the level of enjoyment that we had from the game. Instead, I think that provides us a sense of accomplishment after we're done, after you have achieved that which you were struggling to achieve. And that just made this game so unbelievably enjoyable. All the characters, all the classes have various different utility. They'll have abilities that make them stand out, that make them feel unique, that make them feel useful in their own way when it comes to things like mass stealth, when it comes to tanking, when it comes to healing or support assist skills. Because as the mage myself, I had an ability that allowed for me to heal an amount of 30% of the damage that I dealt when I popped it for 20 seconds, which was a godsend when it came to some of the boss fights that required additional healing. I also had a mass stealth that allowed us to stealth by numerous different groups of monsters. There were tons of bosses to engage that required a lot of coordination and strategy. There was a ton of loot to acquire and to equip. There was a large emphasis on skill, working together as a team, because you need to. If this sounds like something that you would be interested in trying, and honestly, this is something you should be interested in trying if you're a fan of MMOs, I urge you to take a moment, go down into the description, the pinned comment below right now, click that link, get ready. This game is going to be big. This game has launched into early access as of October 16th, and there will be a sale, 10% off from the 16th through the 23rd. You should be taking advantage of this opportunity while you can. So go ahead, purchase Fellowship on Steam. With all that being said, though, let me walk you through what the game is. This right here is the Town Hub. There is so much around. Right here is the mission table. You can engage in quick play. This is kind of like a random party finder. There are challenge modes. There is the eternal mode. You can see that I've successfully unlocked everything, well, except for the increased difficulty modes for the challenge modes. I actually ran through all of the contender modes. I've got myself some pretty decent gear. We made it all the way up till the final level 7 difficulty, where you actually get the level 75 item level blue gear. We only ran that one time. I played with my sister, my wife, and my sister's husband together, forming a 4-man team. And yeah, it was unbelievably difficult. But as you can see, we've actually accumulated some decent... Oh, I actually have 2 pieces of blue gear. I've accumulated some decent gear. My item level is 36. The rewards function over on the top right is kind of like a massive grid of unlockable abilities along with enhancements that you continue to progress the further you play through the game. So over on the left is essentially unlocked through the furthering of the mission table here. All of the challenge mode, eternal mode, and quick play variants. You unlock additional talent points. As you can see, complete 9 dungeons here to unlock this for this hero. 10 here, a new ability, more talent rows, another new ability. And then over to the right, you'll find things like this by advancing till the Contender League. And you'll get things like achieve 100 dungeon rating by completing dungeons. And then you get the random contender gear, unstable mithril, random contender gear, mark of fellowship, more talent points. So this all helps you further your progress through the game. It makes you more powerful, which in turn allows for you to unlock more game modes and progress further through it. It's just this constant cycle of upgrading, getting stronger, progressing, upgrading, getting stronger, progressing. And that's the entirety of the rewards feature. As you saw, you unlock the rows for talents here by progressing through the game of the rewards. There are 3 talents per row. There are 6 rows in total, totaling 18. These are very significant, allow for you to largely and highly customize your character to whatever real degree or extent you want, providing a lot of customization and therefore class identity and depth. You can slot gems into your character as well. You can keep track of the dungeons that you've done, the rating you achieved, how long it took you to push through it. As you can see, there are a few that we did not meet. We did not finish in time. I mean, you can see right there, that was the level 7 one, 43 minutes. We were largely under-geared and had absolutely no idea what we were doing. But that is part of the fun. Like, it was unbelievable how much fun it was. Let me go ahead here and hop on my mount so I can show you around the hub. Here is the Mirror of Illusions, which actually lets you change your outfit. Some of these actually look kind of cool. Here is the little stash chest where you deposit your items that you don't want to carry around with you. Here is the scrapper where you can drag items into scrap for resources and materials. Here is Baron the Blacksmith. This is where you can essentially upgrade your gear, making it more powerful. Over here, you have another stash box, and you have the Master Crafter Molson. So what this does is essentially you drag a piece of gear in here, and then you choose whether you want to use the Unstable, Imbued, or Arcane Reforge, and it costs a set amount of gold, and then reforges it into something more powerful, or not more powerful, something that might be more beneficial to you. There's the Shrine of Infusion. There's the Stable Master over here that lets you unlock multiple different types of mounts. Some of these actually look really sick. Like, look at the Elder and Chill Charge. That look, yeah, dude, that's sick. You have the Storekeeper over here where you can buy supply boxes. Over here, you can buy entire set pieces for your character. These are going to be largely beneficial. They do require supplies. I only have 22 of them right now, so I'm not going to waste that on that. There's a Quartermaster, which lets you buy some starter gear. This is all level 30. This is level 75. This will help you progress. Additionally, if you're having trouble getting gear from the actual dungeons, which is actually really good because it allows for you to farm and not waste too much of your time, because what you can essentially do is just repeat the dungeons and attempt to get gear, but if you don't get the gear, you get the supplies and you can buy the gear that you want anyway. So you're never really wasting time. You're always either trying to get the gear you want or purchasing the gear that you want. Then we have the Hero's Rest. In here, this lets you change between each of the different characters or classes. This does utilize a Holy Trinity. You have the 2 tanks, Helena and Mako. You have Rhyme, Tariq, Mara, Alarian, and Artios. These are the DPS with varying difficulties and specialties. Then you have Sylvie and Vigor, who are the 2 supports, the 2 healers. Some of the characters actually look really sick, evidently. Again, this was phenomenal. This was actually one of the coolest games that I've played in a while. This is a game that we poured dozens of hours into while having direct access to it, and this is something I'm gonna play, and I'm probably gonna know life, because the dungeons in this, the amount of fun I had just playing through this, like, yo, come on, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't at the very least try this game out. And you should be trying this game out. You should be joining me in game, because you know the parties do consist of 4 people, and it would be great if there were other people that for me to, you know, carry through the game because of the sheer eminence that I am and the sheer just epic that I exude. So, with that in mind, go down, click that link, download the game. You have until the 23rd to get it at 10% off. Take advantage of this opportunity while you can.